Stampers! Welcome to Great Inspirations. My name is Kim Tolbert and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thank you for joining me. Today's project is a gift bag, very easy to make, that can be altered to different sizes and can also be altered to be a box. And today's video accompanies my December 14th, 2021 Tinsel Time Tuesday blog post. Now, this Tinsel Time Tuesday post is the final one for the 2021 holiday season. I cannot believe we have come 20 weeks with ideas for cards and gift card holders and gift tags and treat boxes. So today I thought we would wrap things up by creating something to wrap up your gifts that you will very shortly be giving to your friends and family. Now, all of the dimensions and the supply list and some cutting charts, those will all be found on my blog, the blog post for Tinsel Time Tuesday for December 14th, 2021. And in the description of this video, there will be a link to that blog. So, let's go on and talk about these gift bags and boxes. We're going to start with the very basic gift bag right here. And this gift bag is made by using 2 sheets of designer series paper. 2 sheets of designer series paper that is 12 by 12 inches. Now, you can use any designer series paper you like, and honestly, some of my projects that I will show you are made with designer series papers that are retired, and some have been for a while. I feel that this is a good opportunity to go through your stash and take out any designer series paper you've been hoarding and put it to good use and make some gift bags. So this particular gift bag, it measures 6 inches wide by 7 inches tall and by 3 inches deep. It's very simple to create, and I will walk you through the steps to create it, and I will also give you some tips on how to alter it in several ways. You know me, I like options, and there are always options, and with this project there are tons of options. So first of all, let's look at what we need. You will need, as I mentioned, 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 12 inches by 12 inches. And each of those 2 sheets of paper you will score at 2 inches along one side, and I call this the top. So if your paper has a design, you will want the design pointing up. So like this would be the top. So 2 inches here, but then all other sides will be scored at 3 inches. And then what you're going to do is on one of those sheets of 12 by 12, these 2 little 3 by 3 corners right down here, you will cut just right here along this line to create a little flap. And I usually miter it just a little so that things kind of fit together a little bit better. Now on that second sheet of 12 by 12, here's the top with our 2-inch score line. And down here, where there are these 2 little 3 by 3 squares, you're going to cut those totally away. And when you do that, I have already got mine together here for you. On the one where you cut away the 2 squares, this is how it looks. You just have this big flap down here. And of course, here's our 2-inch score line up here. And you have options with this. If you like the design that's on the opposite side of the paper and you think it matches well For your bag, you may adhere it and turn it down. If you do not care for it, simply flip it back and adhere it down, and your box will still have a nice finished edge, or your bag. Now, if you don't care, if you just want the edge, if this edge right here on the paper is fine with you, you may leave it like that, and that will make your bag 2 inches taller, which would be 9 inches tall as opposed to 7. So this is how the piece will look that we've cut away the 2 3-inch squares. And then this is how the piece will look where we've just cut. And like I said, I need to miter those. I just like to cut away just a little bit right here, just so it goes together just a little bit easier. And I do it at just a slight angle. And then we'll do it over on this side. There we go. And might as well go ahead and use some adhesive. Now, if you want, you can use liquid glue, you can use tear and tape, you can use Stampin' Seal, you can use Stampin' Seal Plus. Just along this 2-inch score line here, I'm going to put on the very edge some of the Stampin' Seal Plus, and then along the top, just like that. Fold that down. Fold these in, and you definitely will want your bone folder to get all the creases nice and crisp. So that piece will soon be ready to put together. Now let's bring in our other sheet where we have cut the 2 pieces away. We're going to do the same thing up here at the top. I'm going to put some of our Stampin' Seal Plus. And then just along the top. Give it a press. We're going to take our bone folder and just crease the folds really well. Now we're going to turn it on what I'm going to call the right side. This will be the side that will be facing out, the outside of the bag. And we're going to take a piece of cardstock that measures 6 by 3 inches, and it's going to go right here. And this will just help to reinforce the bottom of the bag. So let's just put some adhesive right on this. It doesn't matter what color this piece of cardstock is, you're not going to see it. So whatever kind of scrap you have will be perfectly fine. There we go. Now we're ready to put this box, or the bag, I keep calling it a box, together. And so what we're going to do is on this piece of cardstock, I'm going to put some more adhesive. And we're going to line it up right here between these 2 3 by 3 inch flaps. There we go. Now we'll turn the flaps inward. And we're going to put some adhesive on each of them. And we'll bring, I know this may be hard to see, bring it up the sides of the bag. Oops, that one's off just a tad. There we go. And then we're going to put adhesive. You can either put it here, or if you want to just fold this in and put the adhesive here, and then these will go inside, or they can go on the outside. That's up to you. I'm going to turn them in here. This adhesive is really strong, and it sometimes does pull up your paper, so I try very hard to use a very light touch. Sometimes I'm more successful than others. So we're just going to bring this up, match up our corners, give a little press, match up our corners, give a little press, and then I'm going to stick my hand in here. And I see we have a little issue here, which that's okay. That's our little flap. We'll just trim it. There we go. And here is our bag. Now, as you saw, on this bag, I used some ribbon to make a little handle. You can do that if you like, or you can just leave it like this. But if you want to punch some holes for the handle, you could do it prior to putting the box or the bag together, as long as you stay within the two lines where the box is going to be in the front. So anyway, what I've done, because I didn't think to punch the holes out beforehand, was I have this piece of cardstock. It just happens to be basic white. It can be any color. And it's 1 inch wide, and I don't know, it's probably like 8.5 inches long. And I have marked the 1.5 inch spot, and then I marked right here the 3/4 of an inch, or no, 1/2 inch, because this is 1 inch wide. And wait a minute, let me think about that. Yes, this is 1 inch wide, and I marked it at 1 1/2, and then right here at 1/2 of an inch. And then I just use my hole punch. You can use your crocodile, whatever. I just use this hole punch, and I punched a hole in it. And now when I put this here, I just have to go in here and punch. And then to do the hole on the other side, I just flip it over, line it up with the edge of the bag, put my hole punch here and punch. And then you do the same thing on the other side, and you'll have your 4 holes for your ribbon. And for this, I used 2 pieces of ribbon that were approximately 18 inches long each for this handle for this bag. So that is how I made this gift bag. Now, let me show you a little option. Here's the gift bag, and then I simply made a lid, and I turned it into a gift box. And this lid was very easy to make. It's just like making a box that we've made before in the past. I just took a piece of cardstock that measured 10 1/16 by 7 1/16, and then I scored it at 2 on each side, and then I just cut the tabs for the corners, adhered them in there, and there you go. Just put your gift in there with some tissue paper, maybe put a little bow on top, and you are good to go. Same with the gift bag. Tissue paper, your gift, and a bow, and you're good to go. Now, this box or bag, the size can be altered. And here's a very small one. I think it's also very cute. And it was made using 2 pieces of designer series paper that is 6 by 6 inches long. And then for this, you just score at 1 inch on all sides. And you have a cute little gift bag. You put it together exactly the same way as we put together the bigger one. And if you would like, to make it a box instead of a bag. You can do that as well. And here's the lid. And again, the measurements to make this lid will be on my blog if you would like a lid. All kinds of cute little things could fit in this box. And the gift bag. I was thinking jewelry. I was also thinking a Stampin' Up! Ink pad would fit in here. You could put some embellishments in here to give to your Stampin' friends. That would be a really quick and easy way to wrap up their gifts. Now I have one more thing I was going to show you. I made another version that really is more of a box than a bag. And I made it using just one sheet of 12 by 12 designer series paper. And I made this because I needed something to line up some cookies in. You know, I put some parchment paper or something in there, and I'll line my cookies up and then put it in a cellophane bag and put a bow on it. So this is what I came up with. And also, you can make a lid for it if you would like. And all the dimensions for the lid and the box will be on my website as well. But I will show you. This is the one sheet of paper, 12 by 12. There's a lot more scoring for this, but it's basically the same process. We're just making a box. So we're going to score, we'll start here first, at 1 1/4, 4 1/2, 7 1/2, and 10 3/4. Now, these two sides here will be the tops of your box. I'll explain that in a minute. And then you're going to turn your paper and score, let me turn it the right way here, score at 3 inches and at 9 inches. And then right smack dab here in the middle are 2 3 by 3 squares. And you're going to just cut along the edges to form 2 tabs. And you can miter these if you care to. And then what you will get when you've done all of your scoring and trimming is this. And as you can see, this will be the bottom of your box. This, like I said, is the top. And this will also end up being the top because you bring the sides up like that. So this is a piece of designer series paper that I was talking about. Like, this may be one that you would not want necessarily to turn that down to make this little border here. So I just turned it under. Okay. That's what I did with both of them. Turn them under. And then we're going to put adhesive here. Well, we would put adhesive here to glue our tops down on each one. And then put adhesive here. And bring our sides up. Just like that. And we have our box. And then, as I showed you, I made a lid. And it's just like the lid I made for the other box. It's just, it's a little bit different in dimension. It is, let me see if I can see my paper. 5 1/16 by 8 1/16. And it's scored at 1 inch all around. And then I'm just going to put it right on top of here. Now, like I say, yours will be adhered together. I was just going to do this real quick here. And then you have, that's how you make that little box if you want it for cookies or treats or small gifts. So, there you go. Now, these charts, and like I said, the measurements and the supply list will all be on my blog. So you will be able to make these cute little gift bags. And again, here's the one we just made. And then you can just wrap up all of your gifts and give them to your friends and family and have a very Merry Christmas. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, stamp happy.